Hey everybody, my name is Anna. This is the Melty Coach. I want to thank you for coming tonight. I'm just going to adjust a few things here so maybe I can see what's going on. Tonight's stream is a special one. I don't know if you guys want to join me. It would be much more interesting if people can come to chat. So feel free to like, subscribe, share the stream. I know it's late. I also know a lot of you are still up. A lot of things we can discuss in this stream. There's one thing that I see online that I want to address, and I'd like to do it with more people here, but travel for medical appointments. Please come. Let me help you. Let me help you. So many people are need to get back and forth, and ODSP, they have a responsibility to cover that, so please let me help you with that. I'm actually by myself here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the stream, because I know a lot of my viewers right now are going to come from my Twitter family, and I'm okay with that. I'm actually going to come right off my Wi-Fi, and let's find me. Where am I? View my channel, and I am live. Alright guys, there we go. I'm going to switch to live chat and leave this all the way down. I'm going to leave it running though so that I can tell if anybody's watching me. So also, hang on a second, let's do this. Wait a minute. I want to share. That's what I forgot to do. Alright, let's throw some hashtags in there. Let's throw one here. This is what happens behind the scenes, guys. That's what you gotta do. I'm still learning. Yeah, we're live. Alright, let's do this. Post. Alright, so if any of you have been around and have seen any of the other Melty Coach videos, you're gonna know that I really don't like to be on camera. I do like to talk, but I really am not comfortable with being on cam, so if I look uncomfortable, that is why. The other thing that I'm going to fess up to right now is I do have ADHD, so sometimes you'll see me doing, weird repetitive things. I'll rub my hands together, my leg will bounce, which is I'm notorious for. Please take it with a grain of salt. It's just one of the things I've always dealt with ADHD. It's one of the things about me that will drive other people crazy, but for me, honestly, I don't even realize that I'm doing it. So yeah, I don't know, what else do you want to know about me? I live in Hamilton. I'm an ODSP recipient. I am an ODSP recipient who was forced to ODSP after working the majority of my life. Paper route at 11, I worked at the library and then the rec center. I've done time in working with young offenders. I worked as a child and youth worker. When time ran out on that, I started my own photography business. I've done security. There's a lot of things about me that people don't know. I've always tried to work. And one of the biggest things of being on ODSP is that your body stops working, but your brain doesn't. And I think that that's a big thing, right? Like, a lot of people don't realize that. Oh, hello. Yeah, I want to work so bad. So I'm telling you right now, again, some of my viewers, I'm hoping they're coming from Twitter, and they would have seen my last week or 2 weeks or 3, almost 4 weeks actually, of dealing with a recurrent infection that I've I've had to suffer with. Um, Tomorrow marks 1 week without an IV in my arm after having it in for 2 weeks. It's really hard to work when you're going through something like that, and I wish that people would understand that. Like, I came here because it forces me to use my brain. Like the melty couch, it's all fun and games, but I'm a news junkie, and I also don't like to be wrong, so I fact check all my shit. So I don't know. I'm trying to get this off and going. I have a lot of information that I'm willing to give. I have a lot of things that I can do to help people. People tell me I should be a consultant, but what do you consult? Like, how do you get into something like that? Like, maybe somebody can come here and show me. Um, I don't know. So, if you're here, show me where to. Let me know where you're watching from. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button just so that this stream can get out a little bit more. Um, I don't even know what else to say. I do believe that think people need to know that ODSP maximum sits at a little bit over $1,400 a month, and that's if you're maxing out on shelter. It's important for people to know that the max shelter rate right now, which includes having to pay your utilities and your tenant insurance, maxes out for a single person at $599. I'm not sure if you've looked at the rent prices lately, but you ain't getting jack shit for 600 bucks, let alone being able to pay part of the utilities or have insurance on any of your things. I read something today about being priced out of a social life, and that's something that I see online all the time, and I'll tell you right now, it's something that I deal with on a daily basis. I'm not included in things anymore. I know that people are doing it because they know I can't afford it, but it hurts just the same, right? Like, yeah, I'd like to be included. I can't afford to come to Wonderland with you. I can't afford to come to the zoo. It's just not, like, I would have to take it from somewhere else. And again, I think there's a lot of people that don't understand that. I'm not hiding. Trust me, if I could be out and about, I would. Even taking the bus, I was going to wound care every 2 days, and the bus ride there and the bus ride back would take an hour and a half, 2 hours. So you're looking at 2.5 hours for what essentially is a 15-minute appointment. I don't think a lot of people realize that this is how it goes down. I'm curious to know how many people out there on ODSP right now have been switched to the team model. It's another thing I've been hearing a lot about, and I'd love some feedback on. They have shied away from giving people individual workers. So you don't have an individual worker anymore, you have a team that you depend on. From what I've seen and from what I've read so far, it's not working. People are not getting answers. I guess people are getting shuffled between, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. It's really easy. It's really, really easy to get lost in the paperwork in ODSP because so many things have so many steps. And again, people who aren't on ODSP don't realize that. I'm a month in from waiting to get new glasses. If you see me squint, it's because I'm having issues with my eyesight. One of the things that they're trying to figure out why. ODSP will cover lenses every 2 years and frames every 3 years. Well, I've reached a point with my eyesight where I now need my pop bottle bifocals for regular, and if I want to read up close, I need an extra pair of reading glasses because they can't make these strong enough. I need what's called a prism to put those in. So the total of that, as I was told by my optometrist, is funny, $666. I've been fighting for 2.5 weeks. The optometrist has been absolutely fantastic, bending over backwards, trying to get more of this covered for me. They've covered all but $166. I'm in the process of going through the exceptional access program because, like, seeing is important. I'm sure a lot of you, take that for granted. Losing my sight is something I'm terrified of. My maternal grandmother had macular degeneration, so it is strongly in my family. I have shown signs of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Moo, hi. Who knows? I'm glad to see you here. I think this is the first time that you've come to my stream. I really like it. So yeah, I'm just trying to get some information out there for a lot of people because I feel like the workers are doing a really poor job of helping people. Like, uh, I know I can't be the only one that this has happened to, but you almost feel like the money's coming out of their pocket. Like, what? Like, you're not going to get paid at the end of the day if you give people too many benefits. I don't know. I'll never understand it. I've had some really good workers over the years, but what I find is they don't last. They're transferred or promoted is the words that I've been told a couple times, and it's funny because I've been doing work with Acorn, and we went a couple months ago to the ODSP office, and there's really not, like, I think there's 3 managers for the entire office, which I think might be part of the problem. Like, is it an understaffing thing and they just have too many files to deal with? Or is it is it they're not doing their job properly? Is it the directive to them not doing the job? Like, are they being directed to work slow? I've had workers say to me point blank, I have 15 business days to take care of this, and you're going to have to wait. Which might be okay if you're you're waiting for stop. Might be okay if you're waiting for something like, I don't know. I don't even know what like, a fancy, you're looking to order something fancy and you might have to wait for 2 weeks to get there. But for something like, an eviction notice or you get a letter. A lot of people will get, like, just the what's it called? I can't think of the word. They'll get the guys, really? They'll get the letter in the mail that says your check's been put on hold, and you don't know why. They don't tell you why. Now, that happened to me 2 weeks ago. I called my worker and I said, hey, listen, like, can you tell me what's going on? I just want to see what's going on. And he said to me, that happens. Like, it was a regular thing. Like, we're just supposed to be okay with it. Like, imagine, for people that are not ODSP, imagine all of a sudden your employer says to you, hey, we're not going to pay you. You need to call us and wait on hold for 45 minutes before we'll tell you why. And then while we're telling you why, we're going to make you justify why we should still be paying you. Like, I've already jumped through your hoops. I've already been determined as somebody with a disability. And that's not easy. People think, oh, you could just get on disability. You know what? A doctor risks their license every time they write out one of those ODSP papers. So I'm not saying that there's not shady doctors out there that are writing stuff for people, but I'm telling you right now, I went through 3 different doctors, and I had to go strictly by medical records. I didn't leave any of my doctors on my own. I had one doctor that retired, one doctor that moved away, and one doctor that we didn't mesh with. Finally settled with a fantastic doctor, so we had no history. I only had my records to go on. So for anybody to say that I didn't qualify because of my health, doesn't know the full story and are making assumptions. And I'm sure a lot of people get that. Like, I feel like when they lose work, well, that, right? They're like, I understand that with OW. The goal of OW is to get people off of OW, right? The goal of ODSP is to support people with disabilities. The fact that they're lumped in one and the same is, it's wrong. It's wrong. And people have, again, been conditioned to believe that anybody who can't work or can't work without accommodations is just plain lazy. I just don't get it. I truly don't get it. So, I just, again, for the people who aren't familiar with ODSP, I can tell you right now that even getting a hold of somebody at ODSP, they purposely make it a frustrating experience. You don't get an extension for your worker anymore. That doesn't exist. Your call is funneled to a main call office, which they say is in Toronto, but could very well be in India, for all we know. If I had to bet, I'd say it's in the States, because that's what he's done with the ODSP system, is sold to an American company. Something I need to track down. But you get funneled through a system where you have to tell the operator why you're calling, and they get to decide whether or not your call is worthy to go through to your worker. A lot of the times they'll say no and say, oh, well, you just need to speak to the Hamilton office, or the Ottawa office, or the Cornwall office, or whatever office, wherever you are. And I don't know about you, but I'll tell you that 9 times out of 10, when they put me through to that office, I don't get an answer. Mind you, getting put through to your worker doesn't guarantee that you're going to speak to anybody either. You know, a phone call, you're looking at 2 or 3 days before you get a response. And that's if it's urgent. If not, you just sit. You sit and you wait. So, and yeah, you're right, Moo. It should be a separate system. ODSP and OW, you know, like, why can't some of the people on ODSP work as OW workers? That would solve a little bit of problems. I know I'd be a damn good OW worker, and I can help you get a job, and I know how to, like, I have no problem getting hired. If I can get an interview, I can get hired. Is my body gonna hold up for the next 3 days? Probably not. I don't expect it to. I take my good days when I can get them. I don't even know what else to say. But if we can get some people in here, start spreading the word out there, guys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the little notification bell. I'd love to be able to answer some questions. Housing, you know, where to shop for cheap insurance. The OESP program. I really hope that everybody that's using ODSP is using the Ontario Electricity Support Program. Let me help you with programs like LEAP, the Electricity Assistance Program, programs like Out of the Cold, where they help pay with heating bills. If you need them, I know where to find them. Yeah, see, imagine that. Imagine they had a streamlined system. Imagine you could chat with your worker. Imagine there was a chat line. I would staff an ODSP chat line with standard operating procedures, absolutely. Why not? Why not? I know most of what I need to know, what there is to know, and what I don't know I can learn. You know, pay me $999 a month so that you don't have to claw back with your own money. I've said that I would make that same offer to any of the MPPs and any of the MPs. I will be an ODSP OW disability consultant for you for $999 a month. that supplement still wouldn't put me over the poverty level. I would still be under the low income cutoff. So, my friends. Oh, but see, that's another thing. The once a month thing is ridiculous. Who came up with that? Who came up with that? For real. And then, so now they have the new disability tax credit too, right? Which you get the third Thursday of every month, which also doesn't make sense because why not put it in the middle? Who are these people and who are they talking to before they pass these laws? Like, I'm sorry, it makes me angry. Like, put me on a committee somewhere. I promise I won't charge any hotel bills. I'll sleep in my car. But I'm charging for the rental. Every month it's a different date. Different date for what? What do you, oh, every month it's a different date of when it comes out, so you can't, but you know when, right? It's just different. I think the biggest problem with ODSP right now, with the fee, like the schedule structure, is that we hit 5-week months. Yeah, see, we have 5-week months, and it's brutal. Like, I'm disappointed with myself for not booking a food bank appointment for this week, and not because we're going to starve, but because I've now run out of the things that you add to things to make them taste good. So then what do you do, right? Like tonight I had all appetizers for dinner. I had leftover pulled pork in the fridge. In the freezer. Yeah, see? Okay, I'm going to tell you, I went to see the eye doctor. I had to get special permission to see the eye doctor. When I walked into the eye doctor, I had no idea if I was going to be covered because ODSP said no, and I had to go through the I forget what I was going to say now. Oh, I had to go through the Ministry of Health. Okay, so the doctor had to write me off to say that I have a medical condition that necessitates that I see the eye doctor more than once a year. Okay, no problem. So she did that. She's fantastic. Dr. Melissa Oliver in Hamilton. Highly recommend her. She was fantastic. So we got this whole new prescription. Now, keep in mind I broke my glasses, so it's been less than 2 years since I got my last prescription, and my prescription has changed, and this is in quotes, it's changed substantially. Okay, so I walk out of there with 2 prescriptions. Those 2 prescriptions I now have to send to my worker. My worker writes back, okay, but you're not eligible. Okay, but I need to be eligible, so I have to go back to the dentist, have the dentist write that these new glasses are medically necessary and that my prescription has substantially increased. So then I have to get that letter. I have to send that letter to my worker. Then you wait. So worker says yes, and this is a system problem. This isn't a worker problem. System spits out yes, we've covered some of it. Talk to your eye doctor. We'll figure out how much is covered. Okay. Thank you very much. Well, my worker went above and beyond and sent me the exceptional access paperwork, which should have the last of the $167 covered. So you take those papers, and now you have to go back. Now keep in mind, I have no transportation. Okay, so now I have now had to go somewhere to print and pick up and print and pick up and print and pick up 4 times. So I've now dropped the paperwork off at the eye doctor, and I am now waiting for a call back for them to tell me how much I'm going to have to pay. $167 doesn't sound like much, but when your check is just over $1,300, it bites. It does. It really bites. And I have a tendency to start every month in the hole because I am lucky enough to have people to borrow from, and an extra $167 would have to come off somewhere else. So again, if you are on ODSP, if you're using social assistance, if you're working and you're under the low income cutoff, please don't hesitate to use the food bank. If you need help finding a food bank around you, let me know. If you want to know what things are like at most food banks, please ask. If you have a question about whether or not you think you will be eligible, please ask. If you have questions about ID and what ID you would need and what you need to bring to a food bank, or what other programs might be offered at a food bank near you, because a lot of the food banks, they're now they offer things like domestic violence counseling, budgeting, which is a joke because you have no money to budget. A lot of them have produce markets. We have a community food center in Hamilton that serves meals, a couple of days a week. A lot of cities have free meals that are, listed at different churches that you can supplement with if you need to. I know there's a lot of people out there that are just, they get their money and it all goes straight to rent, and then they wing it for the rest of the month. $60 for OTB, $200 at the third Thursday, or sorry, $204 the third Thursday of every month. Like, that doesn't feed you and clothe you and keep you clean. Deodorant is $7. Who the fuck decided that deodorant could be $7? For real. For fucking real. Honest to God. It kills me. It kills me. I'm gonna start using baking soda. Like, what do you do? What do you do with that? How do you justify that? $7 is what you should eat for supper tomorrow. Bologna. The fuck? Bologna and hot dogs. Let's talk about bologna and hot dogs, please. Please, let's talk about bologna and hot dogs. Why are they $10? They're poor man's food. Lips and assholes. Why are we paying $10 for them? I can't, my friends. I just can't. We are slaves to capitalism, and I'm telling you right now, you are closer to being poor than you will ever be to being a millionaire, a billionaire. You might hit 1 million. In today's day and age, there's some lucky people, 10 years, 15 years, you might hit that million. But I'm telling you right now, to make $1 billion, you need to hit that million 1,000 times. 1,000 times you need to hit that mill. And I'm telling you right now, there's not many people out there that have hit that mill in their lifetime. People that I know anyways. Maybe one, maybe two. We're in a different economy now. I'm talking like I'm a Gen Xer, like people are still making 30 grand a year. There's a lot of people out there that, 100 grand is the median income now, right? Like, you have to, that's what you need to survive. So, it blows my mind. It just absolutely blows my mind. So, dental requests. So I don't know if you're still here, Moo, but you said be right back. I don't know if you came back yet, but I'm just wondering how the dental with BC and the CDCP work out there. Here, most dentists will require that you apply to the CDCP before they will see you. If you have just ODSP, they want you to go to CDCP first, because CDCP covers the majority, and then ODSP tends to pick up the slack. I just had some pretty heavy dental work done. It was about $1,500, and ODSP covered $171 of it, and then CDCP covered the rest. Again, from medication, from infection, I have a chronic illness, and this is all kind of part of it. It all kinds of comes part and parcel with what's going on with my body. It's not something I asked for. It's not something I caused. It's not something I can control. Trust me, if I could control it, I wouldn't be putting my body through what it's been going through lately. Yeah, yeah, we'll go into that another day. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk about, and I had said it earlier, is medical transportation. Oh, pain in my head. Please, 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 ask your worker or get a hold of your worker through the My Benefits and ask them for a mandatory special necessities form with the travel form included. What I want you to do is make an appointment with your primary care physician, your family doctor. You're going to sit down with your family doctor and you're going to have a frank discussion about not being able to afford to get to your appointments. If you have appointments that are already scheduled, that's fantastic. If you don't have appointments that are already scheduled, but you know that you're going to have them, that's another thing that the doctor can write down. So my doctor offers workshops, and they have the family health team, and it works really well, and I'm very happy with the doctor that I'm at right now. So I have the opportunity to be able to use my medical transportation to get there 5 times a week if I need to. I've also, like I said a little bit earlier, had to deal with wound care, and I don't know if anybody's dealt with a surgery or a big surgery. When you first go to wound care, they want to see you every day because things can go bad fast. So again, I have medical transportation that if I need it, I can use 7 times in 1 week. Another one that I fought for was urgent care, because urgent care, when they put you on IV antibiotics, a lot of the times they'll make you come back the next day, which is something that happened to me 2 weeks ago. I spent more time, almost as much time at urgent care as I did at home. Again, tell me who's going to hire me when I'm spending the first 6 hours of my day at urgent care. Your doctor needs to be on your side, and you need to be clear to tell your doctor that you need them to be on your side, because stress affects chronic illnesses. Stress affects a lot of chronic illnesses a lot worse than other illnesses. And I know that a lot of us, we just want to be well. We just want to feel well. It's hard. It's hard when you don't know if there's going to be more month than money. When you're constantly fighting disconnection notices, trying to find something cheaper somewhere else, getting all excited about a sale and getting on the bus and getting there and realizing that they're all sold out. And now you're at a store where you only came because there was a sale, and now you have to shop there. There's lots of stuff, guys. Anything you guys want to ask, I'm here. If I don't know the answer, I will find out the answer. Like I said, I'm not too keen on being on camera, but I'll suck it up if it means that we can help a couple people. Yeah, feel free to join us. Hit the like, subscribe, share our stream out. I know it's 11:15, and that's probably not the best time to be doing this, but I thought I'd give myself a little introduction, let you know what I know and how I want to do this. And like I said, if I don't know, I'll find out. If there's somebody that you want me to address, a minister, an MPP, somebody that from an office that you want my help with, I am more than willing to help with that kind of stuff. I can help draft emails and letters to your workers, appeal letters. I can help with all of that stuff, guys. I really, really would love to do that. I want to feel like I'm giving back. But right now, I'm going to take a little break and probably go get a snack if I'm going to tell the truth. And I just want to thank you guys for coming by. And again, share the stream out so people get a little bit of information. And hit that little bell so you know when I come back on again. We do a lot of cannabis-friendly news for the confused and overwhelmed. You want to stay up to date. We do a lot of hits around Hamilton. Just some nice recharge spaces where you can sit back and kind of, you know, decompress. But anyways, again, my name is Anna. This is the Melty Couch. Please don't forget, like, subscribe, share the channel, hit the little bell, question everything, stay lit. I hope you guys have the most fantastic night. Cheers.